Okay, so we a video on how to make or how to create a borderline to make it a block. We create a borderline, send a bear in creating a beam, we be save you know. So a baby a baby you to card no. Okay, so to card in a B and see ube new oh ube be a new work page into work area no. Before say you better draw your borderlines no. You better layout. I see bottom left corner layout 1 o click here wobɛhu saa work area we white background we nti wobɛba grid lines no ne outline na ɛwɔ ha no wo select a na wo delete efi hɔ no nti wowie a na wa right waba layout na womia so na wa right click wɔ so na waba page setup manager wobɛba page setup manager woba hɔnom a na waba hanom sei modify wowie a na waba ha baabi a yɛatwerɛ none no woba na waba abɛ click wɔ na wabɛ choose Microsoft print to PDF nie na wa click nti wowie a na waba hanom sei paper size na wabɛ select wobɔ so a na wabɛ select A3 nti wowie a na wa make sure sɛ wo scale no yɛ 1:1 nti sɛ nda 1:1 a wobɔ so a na wabɛ choose 1:1 deɛ ɛde bɛma wo biara wowie a na wabɛ make sure sɛ waba hanom sɛ drawing orientation so you make sure sɛ ɛda landscape nti ɛda landscape a na kyerɛ sɛ ɛno ano no wei na ɛyɛ the settings you will be needing for your border lines no na wabɔ okay so right now no wowie a na wa close no nti deɛ ɛbɛyɛ ni wobɛ zoom out you zoom out na wa choose rectangle then wa place no wɔ at the tip of your workspace your white workspace wode to hɔnom a wode saa crosshairs wei bɛto hɔ no wode to hɔnom a na wa left click na wa drag aba abɛto the other end na wa left click yɛwie a na yɛabɛ choose offset nti yɛbɛ abɛ offset rectangle no inwards 10 millimeters nti wo click a then you offset it 10 millimeters inwards. So this is how it will look like. Then after that you select rectangle again, so you place it at the right bottom tip of your inwards offset. So you click at the midpoint or at the end point, you left click, then you open it. So then you type 180 tab 40 enter into 180 tab 40 now we never ba into we are no zoom in, then you draw a line, you select a line, then you come to this place, then you draw a straight line from this end point to the other end point. Escape into say we are no offset no you ba offset line you draw free hanum say ni e be can this end point no into we be offset no we click here we select line na no offset no 15 inwards or 15 to your left, enter, then you offset the new line, you offset the new line 20 millimeters to the left again, then the new line you offset it again 30 millimeters, then the other line 20 millimeters. So you offset this new line 75, enter, then you are done with this one. So you choose rectangle again, then you come to this end point, So you left click, then you drag it inwards to your title block. Then you place it at the midpoint of your title block. So you have to make sure your midpoint is on. Okay. So this is the midpoint that I'm talking about. That little green triangle. So you left click. Into say we are now Sarah be choose rectangle beam. Then you for this one there you place it here. Maybe a me hover crosshairs and you place it there. Then you left click. Then you drag it inwards to the midpoint of the upper title block. So you left click. Then you get your full diagram of your title block and borderline. So the next one is to trim the one you don't need it. So you trim this one, then you trim this 1, 2, 3. Then you are done with the title block. So all that you have to do is that we are going to save it. To the obey say after drawing the title block and the border lines, you press W, enter. Then you choose pick point from the base point. Here you come here. Then you choose pick point. So you select, you click on it. Then after that, it's saying that specify insertion base point. So you bring your crosshairs over here at the left bottom corner. Then you click here, this part. Then you left click on it. So this pop-up message will come again. Then that one, you click on select object. This part, you come here, object. Then you click on select object. So you are going to select the whole of your drawing or your diagram. So you zoom out, then you click outside of you left click outside of your diagram. Then you select all the diagram. After that, you press enter. So you see that it will appear again. Then you click on OK. So I have already done this. So they are saying that I should replace the existing one. So because it will be your first time, it will come automatically. But for me, I've already done it. So I'll click on replace the existing one. So I'll choose this. Then I'm done with the title block. So if you want to know that it has been saved, you come to model. Then you click on insert. Here, this part, the block area, you click on insert. Then you come to recent blocks. So you wait for a new pop-up message to come, or how you call it. Then you click this. Then you drag it here. You see that your saved title block or your saved border lines will appear here. So you close this. Then you are done. But remember that you cannot draw your diagram or your work here. So what you have to do is that you click on layout. Then you come to insert. Then you come to recent. Then you choose new block. So you can see that your diagram or your title block and borderline, the diagram that we drew is here. So you press escape for it to disappear because you don't need it. So this is how you can save your borderlines and title block on AutoCAD, and you can use it anytime that you want without drawing it again. Okay.